Hello, by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to tell if a relationship is proportional or not. So make sure that your notes are set up in Cornell note fashion. Up in the upper right-hand corner, we're going to put proportional relationships. You'll put the essential question here. How can you tell if a relationship is proportional? And then leave some space at the bottom for your summary. This is also on page 13. So on your table of contents, you're going to write proportional relationships. The first thing is, how can you recognize a proportional relationship? A proportional relationship can be recognized when the y value divided by the x value, so y divided by x, is always the same. So y divided by x, and we call that value k. Another way to write this is y equals kx. So if you multiply x by this k value, you're always going to get the y. If you can do that for the whole table, then that relationship is proportional. Now, this k value is known as the constant of proportionality. K is the constant of proportionality. I'm going to underline constant of proportionality because that is a vocab term you're going to need. So head over here, okay? In order to find out if your data is proportional, you're going to put it in a table. When you get data, let's say from a science project or an experiment, you're going to put the independent variable first. That's your x value. Do you remember this from science class? So your independent variable is your x, that's going to come first, and then your y value is your dependent variable because the y is going to be depending on whatever x value you have. So in a table, that is going to look like this. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a table. And you'd put your x here and your y there. Or you might make your table looking like this. I actually prefer my tables to be in this form, where x comes first and then y, so you put all your data in here. And the reason I prefer this is later when we graph these are ordered pair, x, y, x, y, x, y, right? An ordered pair is when you graph them on a coordinate plane. It just makes it much easier if it's this. You can, of course, graph this, but I just find that one easier, okay? If y divided by x is always the same for this whole chart, or y divided by x is the same for this whole data table, then you have a k value, which means it is proportional. You can make this table as long as you want. So if there's a specific x value and you want to find out what the y would be, you can do that. You can make this table as big as you want, or you could write this as an equation up here, and then you can plug in any x value you want and find out what y would be. So making an equation with k allows you to solve for any x or y value without making a huge table. once again, that equation is going to look like this. Y equals kx. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw my line there. I'm going to write sum over here so I remember that that's the summary. And once again, remember this is page 13. So on the table of contents, please write proportional relationships. Thank you.